could like. Point, point, like. Do what I could like. Point, point, like. Do what I should like. Point, point, like. Do what I could like.
Hey boss friends, it's your BFF Kia and I am back with another video and thank you for clocking in today. So in today's video, I am asking for some grace. I am asking for a lot of grace actually, not just some. I'm asking for a lot of grace. This is not easy. This is not an easy video for me at all. However, I have prayed about it. I have been receiving my confirmations from God. Telling me that it's okay to go ahead and share my story. Um, and uh, y'all, it's hard. Like it's so hard because like I know, like I can feel the emotions already kind of bubbling. And I'm not gonna be crying on here. So whenever I feel it, I'm just gonna pause and I'm gonna come back, okay? Because I don't need y'all over there crying with me, okay? But first, I'm just gonna start off with this is going to be a trigger video for anybody that is struggling with any type of mental health issues. And I don't know if I can say the S word on YouTube or not. And I don't know what word I can really say because I don't want to get like my video blocked or banned or anything like that. But anybody that's struggling with mental health issues, who have like real life mental illnesses, like I'm not trying to trigger anybody. So I'm letting you know now that this is probably going to be very much a trigger for anyone who have issues with wanting to live. I don't, like I said, I don't. And that is, I'm already getting emotional and I haven't even started. But I want to let all of my, this is another disclaimer, all of my family and friends that are watching this video, I want to go ahead and apologize to you right now. I am sorry. I am so sorry that this is how you are hearing this video, that you are hearing, this video is how you're hearing this story. I just want you to know that it is never my intention to hurt anybody. It is never my intention to hide anything from you all. But I just kind of feel like I was going through something and I kind of silently went through it. And so I'm going to pause for a second and I'm going to come back because I can feel it. I can feel it. So hold on just a second, y'all, because it's a reason why I did my makeup because I got somewhere to go and I got somewhere to be. And I said, I'm not about to get on this camera and look at it already falling. Ugh. But I said I was not about to get on this camera and start crying and messing up my makeup because I got somewhere to go. But I knew that this video was gonna make me emotional, and because it was gonna make me emotional, I didn't want to end this video, and then now I'm all sad in here, and yeah, no, I'm gonna make this video, and I'm gonna get out and handle my business, okay? Cause that's it. That's what I want to do. I don't want to sit in nobody's sadness, okay? So give me just a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. So I think I ended on the apology. Like, seriously, y'all. Like, I'm so sorry that this is how you are hearing this story. And it is never easy. Like, this is my first time going through it, honestly. But I feel like it is never easy to just pick up the phone to really tell somebody what it is that you're going through. Like, like as much as we want to be strong, and I feel like I am the strong friend, I'm the strong family member, and people always come to me and I'm always building them up and uplifting them, and I got a scripture for everything and I'm praying, and but it's hard to flip that role and be the vulnerable person, in which I know that I have people in my life that I couldn't turn to, so I don't want nobody to feel offended, to feel like I can't come to you when times are hard, because I know that I can. However, this was just something that was so heavy, so heavy, and I didn't want to keep crying and talking about it. It was just coming to a point where it was just a lot. Like, it was overwhelming me, so I didn't want to overwhelm anybody else. But anyway, that's just my thought process. Let me wipe my lip off because I feel like I got makeup on my lip and it looked like a little messed up to me. Okay, they look a little better because I definitely had makeup on my lip. Oof. Okay, so now that my lips look better. Okay, let's go and get into it. Okay, so here we are. You kind of getting the gist of what I'm finna tell y'all. Okay, so like I said, family and friends, please give me some grace. Um, so here I go. So this is the part where I feel like God is really pushing me to tell my testimony, because you never know who is out there who needs to hear this and who needs um, just some type of uplifting, some type of inspiration, or whatever the case may be. So first of all, Lord, I'm just asking that you come in here in this space with me and help me get through telling this story. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with, if you all are experiencing any type of um, mental health issues, if you are experiencing any type of sadness, if you are overwhelmed with any type of situation that you have going on currently in your life, I ask that you, one, first seek God, and ask for help, ask for strength, and ask him to just be all that that you need him to be in your situation right now. Secondly, if you don't want to speak with any family or friends, I'm asking that you get some type of professional help. Um, we are not perfect. We are not, I mean, just to give yourself some grace as well. We fall short, we fall short. And so, with that being said, I, for those who really know me for real, or who have been following my channel, know that you all know that I resigned from my job back in August of 2024. So I had a job of 6 years, and I resigned from that job August of 2024. Um, Nothing bad. Just I was at a point in my life where I honestly feel like I needed to separate myself from the job. So September of 2024 was my last official payroll check from a real job. So September 2024, I left that job knowing that my last check, I had a payout of $6,000. I knew I had at least 3 months minimum that I could survive um, without just having to go ahead and pick up another job. So I immediately, from the moment I resigned, I was looking for jobs. I was applying like I've been applying like crazy since I know for sure. I'm just gonna go back to July of 2024. Like, I know for a fact I had been applying. I applied for at least over 100 jobs since 2024. Okay. So I knew, like I said, I had the $6,000 on my last paycheck. Then, if all else failed, I knew I had my 401k that I could fall back on. It's just I had a plan. Of course, I talked to God before I resigned. I had went on a 3-day fast. No food. And I was really talking to God and trying to get clarity on what it is that He wanted me to do in this next phase of my life. And so I just felt like that was the right choice at the time. Since then, yes, I have grown to know that my situation wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. And I could have stuck in it a lot longer than what I did. But however, I do not regret my decision on resigning. I just know that I could have had a better plan before I did. Let's just say that. So let's fast forward to October. So, um, October, I end up getting a call from a person, and I'm not going to expose any identities in this video. So, no identities are going to be exposed in this video. Um, if you know me for real, then you kind of know who I'm talking about. If you don't know, if you just one of my boss friends from online, you can kind of know who I'm talking about if you are really an OG and been watching all of my videos. But however, I'm not going to expose any identities. So I say, so September, I ended up going out to lunch with somebody, and we had a conversation about the future for them. And so a month later, I ended up getting a phone call, and I was asked to work with them. And so I agreed. At the time, I knew in my mind, like I 100% knew in my mind that this was just gonna be temporary because I got stuff to do. Like the position that they were offering me was not what I wanted to do, and I knew that it wasn't gonna be bringing in the type of money that I needed to be bringing in. And so because I love and I adore this person so much, it was a no brainer. Of course, I do it. So it was pretty slow in the beginning. Like I said, this was in October. We didn't really start working for real until March. I didn't get my first any type of money until April, the end of April. And so it was maybe mid-April, in April, but it was April, I believe. I don't think it was May. I believe it was April for sure. So from October to April, it's when we had like this little dead period or whatever. And so things was kind of rolling like at a steady pace or whatever. And I feel like, hold on, let me just say, all of this is relevant. All of the story is relevant. I'm just trying to build y'all up to where I had my breakdown or whatever. Okay, so April, um, I got like a little bit of money or whatever. May is when I end up having a conversation with the person. So I'm gonna give numbers. So I'm just gonna, because it was really just the three of us. So I'm gonna number us. So this is gonna be the identities, okay? So number one is the person who I also adored. Like, it's the person who called me and asked me to work for them. And then number two is the second person that was working with the first person. Like, I was brought on technically as number three. And so, number one, I knew for years. Number two, I had literally just met for the first time in February of 2025. Literally just met that person. Don't know nothing about them. However, we had built a relationship over the course of this little year or whatever. Just a working relationship, nothing crazy, nothing personal, whatever. So number one, number two, and I'm number three. Okay. Number one, y'all know, is the person who also adored. Number two, barely knew the person, but I was brought on as number three to work on this particular project or this job or whatever. So I end up talking to number two. Number one knew my situation way before when I was still working. I told number one, and we was pretty much like this. And so number one knew my situation as to why I was resigning, everything. And so that's why number one wanted me to come and work for him or whatever, because number one knew I was available. And so number two pretty much knew that. Number two didn't know the gist. I'm trying not to say their gender because I don't want you to, know I'm not giving no identities. So number two didn't know much about my situation, but number two knew enough, to know that I needed money. Okay. And so I sat down. Well, I ain't sit down. I kind of just had a conversation with them about, my wants, my needs. And if this job is not going to satisfy that, then I need to be looking for something else. Okay. And so it was agreed upon that I would get a certain amount each month. On the first of each month, I would get a certain amount. No questions asked. They said if the first fell on a weekend or a holiday, I would get my money on the last business day or whatever before the first. I mean, before the weekend or the holiday. Okay, so they told me that they didn't want me to look for no other job. They told me that they didn't want me to look for anything else, that they wanted this job to be my income, basically. And so I'm like, that's what y'all offer me really ain't what y'all offer me. So they was like, well, when we get more money, we're gonna pay you more and this and that. Mind you, that never happened. Okay. That never happened. The money that they said they was gonna pay me was what I was eventually getting, and I never got anything more, anything less. So anyway, this is May, June, July, August. So here come August. This is where it all starts to get crazy. Okay. We was having a funky good time, okay, up until August. Like we was moving, grooving, jamming, like we was the dream team, okay? Like I was living my best life, okay? My best, and I was just telling people my best unemployed life because to me that just wasn't a job, you know? It was just a source of income. And so, nothing that they ever asked of me, never, it always got done. You never had to ask me twice. You never had to question if it was gonna get done or not the right way. Like this was my first time ever doing this kind of work, and of course I had questions, and of course every time I had questions, I was going to them, but it was like I wasn't getting a straight answer, and so that was kind of annoying. However, I still pushed through, regardless of how I was feeling personally. You know, in the beginning, it was all good up until August. So August, number one kept asking number two to do a job. And I know for a fact number one asked number two at least 4 times around me. Like we was having video calls, conference calls, like in-person conversations. And I know for a fact I heard number one ask number two to do this job, but it wasn't getting done. So all of a sudden, number one asked me to do it. And so it annoyed me a little bit because why do I have to do it after you just told number two to do it multiple times? Like if it was me, I would have been getting chewed out about it. Like, but number two got to pass because now it's my job to do it. Anyway, I got it done. Not even a day, got it done. Pushed it out. Asked both of them what they think of it. If I need to make any changes, let me know. Um, the same day that I had asked them to look to review the document, whatever, was the same day that number one wanted me to push it out to like over 100 people because I sent it out to like over 100 people. And so like once I asked them like if it was good before I pushed it out to everybody, you know, do I need to make any changes? They was like it looked good. Didn't say nothing. Like later told me that thank me, everything was perfect, everything looked good. Like thanking me for the job that I did, basically. So the next day, 5 o'clock in the morning, I get an email talking about some suggestions that they suggested that I make on the document. And so this was the suggestions was coming from number one. So number one, like they number one for a reason, you know. Number one was basically saying, you know, I suggest that you do this to the document. Wouldn't make or break. It's just moving something from the top to the bottom and from the bottom to the top. That's it. It wouldn't have made no big difference. I wasn't taking out nothing that wasn't already there, and I wasn't adding nothing that was already there. The information was the same. They just suggested that I move something that was at the top to the bottom, and when something was at the bottom to the top. And I feel like because it was in a direct order, that I didn't have to do it. Like it was just a suggestion, you know. And so y'all know me. I'm very respectful, and very respectfully, I told them that I wasn't gonna do it. Like basically I was just like, you know, thank you for, you know, the suggestion. However, you know, I gave you time to make the change before I sent it out to over 100 people. Um, you know, I'm just not gonna make the change or whatever. And, you know, I just kind of left it at that or whatever. Like it was so professional. All I get back was okay, period. So I knew then that it probably was an issue, but I didn't think it was that big of an issue. Okay. So, like I said, this is in August, like the beginning of August. And so a week later, number two asked me to do something. So when number two asked me to do something, like I was in the middle of a fast. And so when you fasting, like you stick to it. Like I don't know what type of fast y'all be on, but the fast I be on, I stick to my stuff. If I say I'm not gonna do something, I'm not gonna do it. And so during my fast, of course, I'm not on social media. I'm limiting actual work. Like everything is all about God during this time period, okay? And so when number two came to me and asked me to do the job, I prayed about it because I'm like, oh gosh, I don't need to be doing this. So I went on and did it because I knew the second day of my fast, I shouldn't, it was completely no type of screen time. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, none of that was what he was asking me to do. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get it done. Went on and got it done like less than 2 hours. And this was a job, okay? But I went on and got it done. Okay, so then I pushed it out to number two, told number two, tell me what you need to change, tell me what you need me to do. Like I'll be up all night, let me know what you need me to do. And so number two, and they both of them know that I don't like steady making changes and revisions to stuff. Like tell me what I need to do so I can do it, because I don't have the patience to keep revising and redoing something. So number two could tell that I was getting annoyed, and so number two was like, they was working with somebody else. The other person was trying to make changes too. So I'm like, okay, here's the deal. Take a day and get all of your edits together. And then on Thursday, because this happened on a Tuesday, I said on Thursday, I'll make all the final edits and then you can get it out, because we had so much time to get this project out. Like we had time. So that's why I said this Tuesday night, I said, go ahead, take a day, get everything done, and then Thursday, let me know what I need to do and I'll work on it on Thursday. Number two said, okay. Wednesday, the very next day, number two come talking about, hey, can you go ahead and make the final revisions? We got it all set now. No, 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 no. I'm skipping a part. Skipping a part. So instead of number two taking the day that I was giving them to make all the edits, number two said, okay, this is it right here. No more edits. We good. This is we on the same page. This will be the last edit and we done for tonight. And we don't have no more edits. We good to go. And so I said, okay. I went on and made all the final edits that number two had, and I sent it to number two and said, this is the final revision. Final, no more edits. Number two said, okay. So the very next day, number two come texting me, talk about, okay, we got all the edits that we need to do. You ready to go ahead and do the final draft? No, 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 because I just told you the night before to make all of your final edits and get them to me on Thursday. But you insisted that you was ready, and so you went on and gave me um, the final revisions. I went on and gave them to you, and I told you that was it. You didn't take the time that I gave you. I gave you more than 24 hours to get it together, and you didn't take it. And so I said no. And so now it looks like, to number one and number two, that I'm going around telling them what I ain't gonna do, because I just told number one I wasn't gonna make the suggested changes, and then I just told number two, no, I'm not making no more edits, because I just told you last night that take a day, get it together, and give it to me on Thursday. But you didn't do that. You insisted that was it for you, and we was done, and that was it. So no, like I get that y'all are paying me, but however, what y'all was paying me for was not the job that I'm actually getting paid to do. I'm not the graphic designer. I wasn't, y'all had a graphic designer. Had the graphic designer asked for that, y'all would have paid the graphic designer, but y'all wasn't paying me for that. So I felt like I had the right to stand my ground. Like I'm not just sitting up waiting for work to do. I got a life too. Okay, so anyway, I'm getting off course. I'm getting off topic. Okay, we're gonna roll it back. We're gonna roll it back. Okay, so that was that. So a week later, I get a phone call from number two. And number two basically was wanting to set up a lunch with me and so we can talk. So we end up talking on a Thursday, the following Thursday. So we sitting there and we talking, and number two exposes the fact that number one feels some type of way about me. And so I ain't gonna lie, like that made me feel some type of way because me and number one, we was locked in. I felt like the what you telling number two about me, you should be telling it about me, telling it to me. And so I was popping my little stuff, I'm like, well, oh dang, I'm exposing. I was exposing the identity. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. Okay. So, I'm popping my little stuff. And so I feel like number one should have been coming to me about what number one was feeling or whatever. And so we had already had this event scheduled on Monday, the following Monday. And so I'm like, okay, well, after we do our little event or whatever, we gonna sit down and we gonna talk because I feel like me and number one need to be talking or whatever. And so let me kind of go back a little bit. So before I even had the conversation with number two, we had another event on this one weekend. And so number one had this big attitude with me. And I was trying to figure out what was wrong with number one. Like, I keep exposing identity. And so I'm like, why number one keep like treating me like this? And so whole time I'm thinking number one just hot because we was outside, it's summertime. I'm thinking whole time I'm thinking like number one was like hot because it's summertime, and whole time number one got an attitude with me and feeling some type of way. I'm thinking like number one just having a little hot flashes or something. No, number one was like ain't fooling with me. And so I'm not even putting two and two together. Like this how much I love and respect this person that I was like trying to figure out what could be wrong with them. Anyway, back to the story. So here come Monday. Monday, I walks up to number one and try to give my little hug. Number one never even reached their arms out. What? So that was really on my mind the whole time before we even sat down and had a conversation. So fast forward to the conversation, because I can tell a story, baby. I can tell a story. So fast forward. So we at the restaurant. That's where we out in public. And so we end up sitting down talking. And so number two kind of sparked up or whatever. And then so I just kind of cut number two off. I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. Number two said that you was feeling a way about me. And I just want to know, like, because I thought that we was like better than that. And I just want to know how you really feel. Oh, baby, number one, you think I was popping my stuff? Oh, baby, number one talked big stuff. Baby had me in there crying, snotty nose crying in that restaurant. When I tell you number one didn't hold back on me, number one didn't hold back. Like I'm telling you, I was in there snotty nose crying, like for real crying. But what they were saying wasn't wrong. What they were saying basically was if I tell you to do something, you do it. It ain't no if I suggest, it don't matter, none of that. If I tell you to do something, you do it, and if you don't like it, then you move around. That wasn't wrong though. I just feel like the delivery is the what really hurt my feelings the most. And then number one was like, don't ever think that you need it. I don't need you. Like it was just what number one was saying to me that was really hurting my feelings. But like I said, what they were saying, it wasn't wrong though. Like it wasn't wrong. And so it just kind of left me with some feelings that I just needed to, go over. And it just kind of put me in my place. So literally a month later, we sat down at the same restaurant in the same location at the same table. And at that time, I feel like I found my power and I told number one and number two exactly how I felt. And I told them that I didn't want to do the job no more. Y'all can find somebody else because how you talked to me last month, I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to, like, it was honestly disrespectful at the end of the day. And so I basically sat down and I told them what it was, what it wasn't going to be. And like I found my voice at the second meeting. That first meeting, I was a little crybaby. That second one was like, oh no, I'm gonna tell y'all who I really am. So anyway, by the end of the conversation the second time, they basically was on some, we do need you. They was sorry that they said that I wasn't needed and this and that and the other. Basically, we done built something. We got to keep going. We got to see this through, type stuff. And so I still sat there like, okay, like, because my mind was made up. I was done. Okay, so the very next day, I get a text message from number one. Number one was like, is you staying or is you going? I need to know. And so I cried. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I did cry because my mind was made up. Like, I really knew that I wanted to be done. I didn't want to work with neither one of them no more because I just kind of felt like the damage was kind of already done. And it's like we couldn't go back from there. And so, only reason why I cried and the only reason why I decided to stay was because I didn't have a plan. I did not have no other source of income. I did not know what it was about to look like for me. Like, and I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I was just scared. And so I was just kind of telling myself, kid, you can't keep leaving these jobs not having no plan, girl. Like, you can't just keep doing it. Like, God be throwing them little lifesavers out there, but what if he don't throw one this time? So I did. I prayed about it, and I just went on and said I'll stay. But they didn't know I was still looking for. I mean, they didn't know that I was looking for a job, but I stayed, and I just kept trying to find a job. I said, as soon as I find a job, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. Okay, so that never happened. That never happened. But I can tell you that was in October. From October, November, let's start from November. So November, December, January, February, 4 months. I stayed 4 months. And when I tell you those 4 months were completely different, like you could tell that they was just not fooling with me no more. And it was so obvious. Like it was so obvious how they was treating me, how they was talking to me. It's just the energy, the vibe, everything about them in those 4 months was completely different. But I kept my head down because I knew what I was trying to do. I said, I just want to find me another job. And so I can stay there so I can keep getting my bills paid. That was it. I needed my rent paid at the end of the day, baby. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you got to do. I just had to stay, keep my head down so I can get my bills paid. But again, in them 4 months, I couldn't find me a job. Shoot, I still ain't found no job. Okay, but anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about why we're really here. Okay, let's talk about why we're really here. So, towards the end, so like I told y'all, pop quiz, what did I tell y'all in the beginning of the video or the beginning of the story? If you were really listening, what did I tell y'all in the beginning of the video? Okay, what did I tell y'all in the beginning of the video as to how I was getting paid? What was my pay schedule? I get paid on what day of the month? Why would you say that? I didn't say that. I said I get paid on the first of every month. You weren't listening. I said the first of every month. Okay, the first of every month. But I did say that if I don't get paid on the first of every month, it's because of what? The first fell on when? The weekend or the holiday. Yes, okay, you got that one right. Okay, so either I was getting paid on the first of the month or I was getting paid on like one of them last days of the month, but it was never after the first. Okay, never after the first. Okay, so mind you, it's February. Okay, we in March of 2026. Pull up your calendar. I pull it up for you because the first fell on when? A Sunday, which means I would have gotten paid on what day? Okay, thank you. Okay, so the day before payroll, I get a phone call from number two saying in a little jokingly manner, like nothing serious, you may have to wait on payroll. And so I said, very seriously, I can't wait. I got bills and I'm already behind on certain stuff. And number two says, okay, I'll see what I can do. Number two never told me that I could not get paid the next day. Okay, so what I do the next day? Yes, I did. I went and got my money. Okay. So, um, long story short, um, I overhear a phone conversation between number one and number two. Heard the whole phone conversation from beginning to end, and they were not saying pleasant things about me. I'm not going to expose the entire conversation because I am aware that it is people who watch my videos that really know who I'm talking about for real. And I'm not trying to change anybody's image, okay? Think what you want to think about a person, okay? Think what you want to think. But my experience was my experience, and I'm not here to lie on nobody. If you know me for real, I'm not sitting here. I don't have to lie on nobody, okay? Um, Hey y'all, so I'm probably going to insert this clip in the middle of the video somewhere because I have already ended the video, but I just thought about this and I really wanted to add it to the video, but I didn't want to add it to the end of the video because I already said bye. So, I just want to let y'all know that if y'all are venting to someone and they make you feel like um your story doesn't matter. If someone comes to you and asks you how you're doing, how you're feeling, and you open up and you are vulnerable to that person and they are making you feel like you are just complaining or you are being a crybaby or whatever the case may be, if they are making you feel unseen, unheard, remove yourself. Okay? Remove yourself immediately, okay? Because you do not deserve to be around somebody who don't genuinely care about you. It has been times where during this period where I have vented to some people and they kind of make me feel like I'm just making this up. And I honestly feel like it's because of the person that I'm talking about. And I don't know if they just don't think that this person is capable of exhibiting this type of behavior. I don't know what it is, but it took me a while to kind of step outside of myself because I'm always caring about people and their feelings. And I'm tired of doing it. Honestly, I'm tired of doing that. Like, it's a godly way to remove yourself. And I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to love you from a distance, okay? I'm just going to love you from a distance. But if you are going to somebody and you know 100% that you are being honest. Now, if you out here just telling some lies and you just making some stuff up to make yourself look good and you just want somebody to feel sorry for you, you need help and go find it. However, if you are being genuine, you are being honest, and you are being vulnerable and you are opening it up to somebody and they are making you feel like you are lying, remove yourself. Remove yourself immediately, okay? You do not deserve that. Find you somebody who care about you and who knows the type of person that you are, who knows your character, okay? Don't let nobody destroy you, okay? Don't let nobody destroy your character. I've never been a liar. I never had to lie on nobody. My experiences were real, okay? I'm not trying to be out here like I'm some type of victim of something. But what I experienced was real. And if you don't believe me, that's on you. And I just pray that you do not have to experience what I experienced from the person that you are steady trying to take up for. That's it. Back to the story. Bye. The conversation that I overheard between the two of them was very disheartening to hear the things that they had to say about me. Um, and that was my final straw. I honestly feel like even if I decided to stay to keep my head down just to get some money, just to get a check, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. The trust, the respect, it was already gone. If y'all heard the stuff they were saying, not just hearing it, the way they was saying it, like me, like you, about me, like y'all gotta know me for real. Like you have to know me for real. And to have those feelings about me, that hurt because I never want to be that type of person. Like I don't ever want to be that type of person that they was talking about. That's not me. That's not me. And so anyway, I'm making this story a lot longer than what it gotta be. So um let me just say that these are parts of the story that I am telling you. There are so many parts of this story that I am not telling you at all. There has been, it's 7 days in a week, y'all. 7 days in a week. I'm probably crying 5 to 6 of those days a week. And I'm not saying sitting here like a little tear falling. I'm telling you, boo hoo hoo crying tears. Okay, like this was a type of time period of my life, y'all, I cannot explain. Like when I lost my daddy, there was some different type of tears, there was some different type of hurt. But this type of pain, the type of pain that you know you can't do anything about because you don't know what the future really holds. Like, y'all, the money, if I had the money, I promise you I wouldn't have dealt with this stuff. But it's like I applied for so many jobs and none of them was coming through. Like if I had just an ounce of hope, I would have just left. Like, and it's crazy how I'm saying this now. And I just left, y'all. I legit left. Like once I heard that conversation, I said I can't do it no more. Like I'm done. And so that happened on a Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I stuck by them because they had a big day on Tuesday. I stuck by them until the big day. That next day, that Wednesday morning, email sent, notice of resignation, effective immediately. And I let them know in their resignation, yes, I heard your conversation and this is why I'm leaving. And do you not know that it's been over a week since I've done that. I have not heard from number one, not one time. The person who we was like this, the person who would just call me because they just wanted to hear my voice and check on me to see how I was doing, the person who just I admire, I adore so freaking much, y'all. Like this person wasn't just this person to me, like it was like more so family. Like y'all don't understand, to lose this person, the image of this person that I had in my head, like y'all, that's hurt. Like that's hurt. That's grieving a person that's still alive. You get what I'm saying? And yes, yes, that did. It hurt my feelings like to the core. And I'm not gonna lie. Like it do make me feel some type of way to this day. However, I feel better now that I have removed myself from the situation. And I think I needed to hear that conversation because a lot of stuff happens for a reason. And like God probably was opening my eyes because I'm steady praying, like, God, take me out of this, take me out of this. But I'm like, I'm steady getting hit, jab, 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 like uppercut, uppercut, move, move, move. Like I'm steady getting hit. Like y'all, I've been laying out on this flow, like for real, like hurt, crying in my car, in the office, like in the shower, baby, everywhere. I'm in the kitchen cooking. Sometimes having to turn the stove off to walk away and finish crying. Like the amount of hurt that I was experiencing in this small time period, y'all. Like it's unheard of, and y'all would have never known. Like never known. That's why y'all ain't been getting a lot of videos. I just don't have it in me to get on the camera. Like it's enough faking and flogging just to get through a day, and you want me to turn on the camera and do it to y'all. To like, it was just a lot. It's a lot, and I really hope that my life turns around from here. However, I'm still here to tell y'all the story. I feel like I'm deflecting. So, leading up to the resignation, um, it was one night, like, oh my God, I was hurting like no other. Like, cause this number one just kept freaking with me, man. Just kept freaking with me. And so number one and number two, but it wasn't extense from number two as it was from number one. And so I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't wait for this to be over. Like y'all, when I tell you I was at my freaking lowest, and this is how I knew that I was making the right decision. So, uh, Okay, so I was just hurting like so bad to the point where I just kept saying I don't want to feel anything else. Like I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel it. I was that's just how bad like that's just how bad I was hurting. I just kept saying I don't want to feel anything. And so I remember that I have this bag of drugs, okay? Just old medications. So I just been telling myself I needed to drop it off. I just wanted to dispose them the right way. You know, they say if you have this old medication, if you don't want it, I mean, if you don't not using it anymore, to drop it off safely so they don't get in the hands of someone, you know, that they don't need to be in the hands of whatever. So I had a bag of like even some syringes and stuff like that that I had ordered that I'm thinking I'm about to make some little shots. It's just a little medical stuff that it's a bag, and I just said that I was going to drop it off the right way, but I never done it or whatever. So I remember having some old hydros in that bag, and so I went looking for them. So I went, I found them, and I'm just gonna show y'all because I'm want y'all to know that I'm not telling a fib, I'm not lying or anything. I'll just kind of mark out my address. I don't know if you can even see it or whatever, but this is the pill bottle. I don't know if y'all can see where it says hydrocodones on there. Um, and they're so old, y'all. I've been having these since July of 2021. I don't know if you can see that or not, if it's blurry or whatever the case may be, but July of 2021. These are old, okay? Like I'm telling y'all, it's just old drugs that I had in the medicine cabinet one day. I was just cleaning it all out. I decided to dispose of them. I just never did. Um, and so I went looking for these pills. I did not take them all. What count was a 16 in here? I did not take all 16. Apparently, I didn't need them all. Um, but it was some still left in here. Um, so that night that I did not want to feel anything, and I didn't know the effectiveness of them or whatever the case may be, because I'm like, if they old, like maybe they lose their power or something, you know. So I'm not going to expose how many I took. I'm not going to expose how many was left. All I can tell you is that it's empty now because I did not want this to ever happen again. And I want y'all to know, to my family and my friends that are watching this, I am not the S word. I am not the S word. I am not the S word. I love my life. I love the people that is in my life. I love the people who I love the people who give me a reason to live. I love my siblings. I love my nieces and my nephews. I love my best friend. I love my line sisters. I love my church family. Um, I love y'all. Like I love my life. I really do. Can my life be better? Yes, it can. A lot of people's lives can be better, you know? I feel like the happiest person in the world, life could be better, you know? But I was feeling super low. I'm sorry. I told y'all I wasn't gonna be out here crying. I told y'all I wasn't gonna be out here crying. But I'm sorry. I told y'all like I was just feeling super low. Like I was at a point where I didn't want to feel nothing. Like I wanted to live, but I just didn't want to feel anything. And so I just thought that this was gonna help me not feel anything, you know? And so immediately after I took the pill, it's when I just started crying and I just started praising God because I just knew that it was only God that was gonna save me from what I was feeling. I said, Lord, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry because I should be dependent on you and I shouldn't be dependent on this. I should be dependent on you. I shouldn't be dependent on this. I should be dependent on you. I shouldn't be dependent on this. And so Y'all, when I tell you, I was laid out on this floor crying my eyes out because I knew I had just made a stupid decision. And for me to know what I had just done, y'all, I felt so at peace. I felt so at peace, and I knew it wasn't nobody but God who had came in and comforted me, because I should have been scared. Like, I should have been scared. I'm taking some expired pills, you know? Like, I should have been like, oh my God, what's about to happen to me? I should have been freaking out, is what I'm getting at. But I felt so at peace. Like, I got in here. I had laid in my bed. Of course, I was still crying or whatever, but I came in here and I went to bed. I went to sleep. And yes, I did feel the effects, but I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. I wasn't, because you know, when you do stupid stuff, you be, at least me, I'll be like, I'm not falling asleep up in this house by myself. And I got two locks. And if that top lock is locked, ain't nobody coming up in here. You're going to have to come through the window. And so I never had an urge to go unlock that top lock so that if something happened to me, somebody can come in here and save me. Like, I knew that I had made the dumbest decision of my life. I can laugh right now, but I was so at peace when I went to bed. I can't give nobody credit but God, because it could have went another way. It could have went so different. Like, it could have been like, the hurt, the pain, the sadness that I was feeling, the weight that was on me, it could have been worse. I could have done something so much worse. I could have, y'all don't understand. And the fact that it's Lent season and it's 40 days of fasting. And during my fast, I said I don't want to drink no alcohol or, anything like that. But I've been sticking to that. You get what I'm saying? Like, my loyalty to God, and when I tell him that I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna stick to it, I do it. But I could have drunk myself into something crazy, trying not to feel the feelings that I've been feeling. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like stuff happens for a reason. I went through this during Lent season for a reason. Like, I committed myself to no alcohol for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Like, God steps in ways that we don't even see. So when I submitted my letter of resignation, y'all, the one thing that I have been avoiding this whole time was leaving without a plan. Leaving not knowing how I'm gonna afford my rent. The things that I just been avoiding doing this whole time. And then I just up and do it just because I overheard a conversation. Like, that could have been fuel for my fire. I could have been out here. I could have bust in there on them. What's this shit y'all talking? Why y'all won't say it to me? Like, I could have been ha ha rah rah just like they was. God told me to be still. He told me to be still. He said, I'll fight this for you. All I need you to do is just take a step. Y'all, this the test right here. This the test. When I left in 2024, when I resigned in 2024, I had a plan. I had income. I had the money. I thought that I was going to be able to survive this. I had a plan then. This, this the faith test right here. This the faith test right here. I left. I walked away, y'all, and I don't have a plan. Y'all don't know what's next. I don't know what's next, but what I do know is that God is in this with me. He in this with me, and that's all I'm holding on to. Because if he was providing for me all this time, since the first time, he gonna keep providing for me. He gonna keep stepping in for me. He gonna keep doing exactly what he's been doing this whole time. My entire life, honestly. It ain't been since 2024. God been carrying me since birth. Since I was in my mother's womb, okay? Why would I stop trusting and believing in him now? So, the reason for this story, the reason for this testimony is I feel like God really wanted me to share this, okay? Y'all, It's empty, okay? It's nothing left. And I want y'all to know, the people that's watching this won't happen again. You want to know why I'm so sure? It's because I removed that from me. I removed myself from that situation that put me there. That's why I left. That's what gave me the courage for real to leave, because that's not the life that God want me to live. That's not what he want for me. So I want y'all to know, everybody that's out there that's watching this, if you have your giants that you feel like you cannot fight alone, I'm telling you, don't. Don't do it alone. Okay, I'm finna end this video because I did not mean for it to be an hour long. Like, I thought it was just gonna be me telling my story, but I guess given the background, honestly makes sense for you to get to where we are now. But I want to say to everybody that's watching this video, and if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment strong, okay? Comment the word strong, because we are stronger than what we actually believe that we are. I could have left back in October when I knew I was supposed to, when I knew I had already felt the need to stop dealing with the disrespect. When the disrespect came the first time, I should have known then. And I tolerated so much more of the disrespect months later, and that I should not have put myself through that, you know. And so I'm steady talking to God, I'm steady asking him to take me out of it, and I have been listening to these messages and these sermons, and it says that we ask God to take us out of stuff, not knowing that we're going through it to be developed. Like, if he just take me out of it, what is he developing from me if I'm not learning from what I was in? However, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out, why would God put me in this? Why would God align, number one, to be where I need him to be when I needed him to be in 2024? You know what I'm saying? Just for it to end like this. I don't think it was supposed to end like this. Um, but I'm just, like I said, God don't make mistakes. He just don't make mistakes. And I know that I was put here for a reason. I was put there for a reason. It's a reason why I experienced what I experienced. I hate that it caused me so much hurt, y'all. I really do hate. Like, my edge is thinning out. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we don't play about our edges, but my edges are definitely thinning. I feel like that's stress. The middle of my hair, like, it's just getting so thin. Baby, these folks was taking my hair out. And so I'm glad. I'm just glad that I'm where I'm at now, mentally. I'm glad where I'm at. Emotionally, I can be a whole lot better. But I'm going to tell you, since I resigned, yeah, I went from crying, I'm telling you, 5 to 6 days out the week, like boo-hoo crying, to ever since me leaving that job, I probably cried twice. And more so, it's not even crying over them. It's me crying because I'm still a little uncertain about what's next for me, you know? But baby, I know a God. I know a man, baby. I know a man that's about to keep carrying me. Oh my God, like, I just keep giving him permission to blow my mind. Like, like, I can smile, I can shout, I can praise his name in advance because I know it's coming. Like, Lord, thank you. Like, thank you so much, Lord God. Thank you. Because it does not matter how many times I've cried, how many times I felt alone. Like, I know you was in this with me this whole time. And I thank you, Lord God. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I even thank you for giving me the strength to sit here this long and tell this story, because I could be towed up telling this story. But no, I mean, I did cry, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Okay. Number two has called me like 2 or 3 times. Oh, and I did tell y'all too. Number two gave me the apology that I didn't even think that I would get from them, you know? Like I said, I haven't heard from number one at all since I resigned. But number two, so I had to turn in my key and my little valet tag. I had turned in some little stuff or whatever. So I had to go see number two. And so number two straight up said that they were sorry and that they wish that they would have communicated with me better. They felt like the fear that they was feeling from the job um, was just overwhelming them, and it was a real feeling, and that it overwhelmed them to the point where it made them do some things that they regret. And one of the things that they regret was not coming to communicate and talk to me that the way that they should have communicated, and gave me a real apology, gave me a hug, told me if I ever needed anything to don't hesitate to call, said if I needed a reference for a job that they would be a reference for me. Super off guard. Like I didn't think I was gonna get that, and it made me feel really good. And I sent number two a text message, and I basically thanked number two for the apology because I know that that was hard, and I just told number two that I appreciate the opportunity that was given to me, and I wanted to let them know that we were not in a bad space and we can move forward from here, but just not working together, okay? But me and number two, we cool, we good, It's unfortunate. I let number two know the conversation that I overheard was very heartbreaking. But the God that I serve, baby, he said he gonna take care of it way better than I can. So I just need to get out the way. And so I'm just glad that I have the heart that I have because, baby, I can be out here throwing their name in the dirt, telling them what they did to me. But if somebody ask me right now today what happened, oh, it just wasn't the job for me. I'm just glad that I was able to get them so far, but I'm just not gonna be able to finish it out with them. But it was fun. Like nothing. I ain't gotta say what really happened. I ain't gotta say what really happened, but that's my story, and I do feel like I held y'all for a long time, and I'm so sorry for that. But I do hope that you all have received something from this story time. And before we leave, I just kind of want to leave y'all with a scripture because it is on my heart to leave y'all with a scripture. And so this is my scripture, my prayer box. And so I'm just gonna pull out a little scripture for you. And this one here, is just this is one of my favorites, and it is Deuteronomy 31 and 8. And it says, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. And I just want to let y'all know that these words are so comforting because the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He knows what's ahead. He knows what your future is. He knows, he said, for I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you, okay? Like he goes before. There's no way he knows the future without going before you. He would never leave you nor forsake you. I have witnessed it already. God ain't left me, not one time. Not one time since 2020, since birth. I need to stop saying since 2024, but since birth, God ain't left me not one time. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. I get discouraged a lot, and I do get scared a lot. But he tell me not to be. He tell me not to be discouraged, and he tell me not to be afraid. This is just something that I need to work on personally because he goes before me. Okay, and he's gonna make everything all right. And so I want y'all to put that one on y'all heart. This is gonna be your scripture for this week. Whatever day that you start watching this, mark it for your week. Okay, Deuteronomy 31 and 8. Okay, make this your scripture. Okay, know that the Lord is gonna go before you and he's gonna make everything all right. And I am so glad that I took another leap of faith for my mental health, okay? No one should ever compromise your mental health. And again, y'all, if you are feeling weight from something that you can change, make the change. Don't sit in it. Don't stay there. Please don't stay there. Please don't stay there. Like ask God to take you out of it and help you walk through it, okay? Please, please, please get some help if you feel like you need help. I personally do not feel like I need help from this situation because I know what put me here. I do know what put me here. I know what got me in this situation. And I removed myself from it. And I immediately felt the consequences of what I was doing. I knew I was wrong. I was immediately convicted of that. And it won't ever happen again. Lord's will, Lord's will, it'll never happen again. But I'm going to leave y'all with that. And I'm going to just say to all of my boss friends out there that has made it this far in the video, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony. And I ask that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And just let me know how you felt about this video. And please leave me some encouraging words. And if y'all got a job for me, let us know. Let us know, okay? Let us know, okay? But I'm grateful and I'm super, super glad to still be here. So until next time, boss friends, be blessed. Bye.
Forsake, do what I should, man.